And Shalom Lakem, Kol Yeshara'ah. How's your peace, Israel? Welcome back to another video. And we're dealing with the topic at hand, which is Mastema and the devil, or Shaitan, or Hashatan, the same being? Okay? And we're going to pick it up in the book of Job, chapter 1, verses 6 to verse 12. And it reads on this wise. One day the angels came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan also came with them. The Lord said to Satan, "Where have you come from?" Satan answered the Lord, "From roaming throughout the earth, going back and forth on it." The Lord said to Satan, "Have you considered my servant Job? There is no one on earth like him. He is blameless and upright, a man who fears God and shuns evil. Does Job fear God for nothing?" Satan replied, "Have you not put a hedge around him and his household and everything he has? You have blessed the work of his hands, so that his flock and herds are spread throughout the land. But now stretch out your hand and strike everything he has, and he will surely curse you to your face." The Lord said to Satan, "Very well then, everything he has is in your power, but on the man himself do not lay a finger." Then Satan went out from the presence of the Lord. Okay? That was Satan appears as an accuser who requests permission from God to test Job's faithfulness, showing his role as a tester and adversary. We're going to go into the book of Zechariah, chapter 3, verses 1 to 2, and it reads on this wise. Then he showed me Joshua the high priest standing before the angel of the Lord, and Satan standing at his right side to accuse him. The Lord said to Satan, "The Lord rebuke you, Satan. The Lord who has chosen Jerusalem rebuke you. Is not this man a burning stick snatched from the fire?" Okay. And that was Satan stands to accuse the high priest Joshua, and God rebukes him. This reinforces Satan's role as an accuser. Okay. Okay, now we're going to go into the book of First Chronicles, chapter 21, verses 1, and it reads on this wise. Satan rose up against Israel and incited David to take census of Israel. Okay, that was Satan incites David to take a census of Israel, showing his influence over human decision. Okay, we're now going to go to the book of Matthew, chapter 4, verses 1 to 11, and it reads on this wise. Then Yeshua was led by the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted by the devil. After fasting 40 days and 40 nights, he was hungry. The tempter came to him and said, "If you are the Son of God, tell these stones to become bread." Yeshua answered, it is written, man shall not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of God." Then the devil took him to the holy city and had him stand on the highest point of the temple. "If you are the Son of God," he said, "throw yourself down, for it is written, He will command his angels concerning you, and they will lift you up in their hands, so that you will not strike your foot against a stone." Yeshua answered him, "It is also written, do not put the Lord your God to the test." Again the devil took him to a very high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and their splendor. "All this I will give you," he said, "if you will bow down and worship me." Yeshua said to him, "Away from me, Satan, for it is written, worship the Lord your God and serve him only." Then the devil left him, and the angels came and attended to him. Okay, that was Satan attempts Yeshua in the wilderness, attempting to sway him away from God's plan. This reveals Satan's role as a tempter. Okay, we're going to go into the book of John, chapter 8, verses 44, and it reads on this wise. "You belong to your father, the devil, and you want to carry out your father's desires. He was a murderer from the beginning not holding to the truth, for there is no truth in him. When he lies, he speaks his native language, for he is a liar and a father of lies. Okay. And that was Yeshua describes Satan as the father of lies and a murderer from the beginning, highlighting his deceptive and destructive nature. Okay. Now we're going to go to the book of Revelation, chapter 12, verses chapter 12, verses 9 to 10. And it reads on this wise. The great dragon was hurled down, that ancient serpent called the devil, or Satan, who leads the whole world astray. He was hurled to the earth, and his angels with him. Then I heard a loud voice in heaven say, Now, now have come the salvation and the power and the kingdom of our God, and the authority of his Messiah, for the accuser of our brothers and sisters, who accuses them before our God day and night, has been hurled down. Okay, and that was Satan is described as the deceiver of the whole world and the accuser of our brothers, linking his roles as deceiver and accuser. Okay? We're now going to go into the book of Jubilees, chapter 10, verses 7 to 7, verse 7 to verse 9. And it reads on this wise. And the Lord our God bade us to bind all. And the chief of the spirits, Mastema, came and said, Lord, Creator, let some of them remain before me, and let them hearken to my voice, and do all that I shall say unto them. For if some of them are not left to me, I shall not be able to execute this power of my will on the sons of men. For these are the corruption and leading astray before my judgment. For great is the wickedness of the sons of men. And he said, Let the 10th part of them remain before him, and let 9 parts descend into the place of condemnation. Okay? That was Mastema. Mastema requests permission from God to retain control over some evil spirits after the flood. God grants his request, allowing Mastema's forces to test and challenge humanity, much like Satan in Job. Okay, we're going to go into the book of Jubilees, chapter 17, verses 15 to verse 18, and it reads on this wise. And it came to pass in the 7th week, in the first year thereof, in the first month in this jubilee, on the 12th of this month, there were voices in heaven regarding Abraham, that he was faithful in all that he had told him, and that he loved the Lord, and that in every affliction he was faithful. And the prince Mastema came and said before God, Behold, Abraham loves Isaac his son, and he delights in him above all things else. Bid him offer bid him offer him as a burnt offering on the altar, and thou wilt see if he will do this command, and thou wilt know if he is faithful in everything wherein thou dost try him. And the Lord knew that Abraham was faithful in all his afflictions, for he had tried him through his country and with famine, and he tried him with the wealth of kings, and had tried him again through his wife, when she was torn from him, and with circumcision, and tried him through Ishmael and Hagar and his maidservants, when he sent them away. And everything wherein he had tried him, he was found faithful, and his soul was not impatient, and he was not slow to act, for he was faithful and a lover of the Lord. Okay, and that was Mestema suggests testing Abraham's faith, playing a similar role to Satan in Job as a tester of human loyalty to God. I'm going to go into the book of Jubilees again, chapter 18, verses 9 to 12, and it reads on this wise. Chapter 18, verses 9 to 12. And reads on this wise. And I stood before him, and before the prince Mestema, and the Lord said, Bid him not to lay his hand on the lad, nor to do anything to him, for I have shown that he fears the Lord. And I called to him from heaven and said unto him, Abraham, Abraham. And he was terrified and said, Behold, here I am. And I said to him, Lay not thy hand upon the lad, neither do thou anything to him. For now I know I have for now I have shown that thou fearest the Lord, and hast not withheld my son, the firstborn son, from me. And the prince Mastema was put to shame, and Abraham lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, a ram caught by his horns. And Abraham went and took the ram and offered it for a burnt offering in the stead of his son. Okay, that was Mastema attempts to thwart God's covenant with Abraham by testing him, emphasizing his adversarial role and desire to undermine God's plans. We're going to go into the book of Jubilees, chapter 48, verses 2, and it reads on this wise. And though thyself knowest what he spake unto thee on Mount Sinai, and what Prince Mastema desired to do with thee when thou was returning into Egypt, on the way when thou didst meet him at the lodging place. Okay, that was Mastema seeks to destroy the Israelites during their exodus from Egypt, but God intervenes. This reflects his intent to oppose and harm God's people. Alright, we're gonna go into the Apocalypse of Moses, chapter 17, verses 1 to 5, and it reads on this wise. And instantly he hung himself from the wall of paradise, and when the angels ascended to worship God, then Satan appeared in the form of an angel, and sang hymns like the angels, and bent over the wall, and saw him like an angel. But he saith to me, Art thou Eve? And I said to him, I am. What art thou doing in paradise? And I said to him, God set us to guard and to eat of it. The devil answered through the mouth of the serpent, Ye do well, but ye do not eat of every plant. And I said, Yea, we eat of all, save only one, which is in the midst of paradise, concerning which God charged us not to eat of it. For he said unto us, On the day of which ye eat of it, ye shall die the death. Okay? Right. That was Satan openly confesses his jealousy and admits deceiving humanity through the serpent, showing his enmity towards God's creation. We're going to go into the Wisdom of Solomon, last couple of scriptures. Okay? And it reads on this wise, Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2 verses 23 to verse 24. For God created us for incorruption and made us in the image of his own eternity. But through an adversary's envy, death entered the world, and those who belonged to his company experienced it. Okay. That was through the devil's envy, death entered the world. This passage aligns with Satan's role in Eden and reflects an envious, destructive intent similar to that of Mastema. We're now going to go into the book of Enoch, first Enoch chapter 15 to chapter 16. And it reads on this wise. And he answered and said to me, I heard his voice. Fear not, Enoch, thou righteous man and scribe of righteousness. Approach hither and hear my voice, and go and say to the watchers of heaven, who have sent thee to intercede for them, you should intercede for men and not men for you. Wherefore have you left the high holy and eternal heaven, and lain with women, and defiled yourself with the daughters of men, and taken to yourselves wives, and done like the children of earth, and begotten giants as your sons? And though were holy, spiritual, living the eternal life, you have defiled yourselves with the blood of women, and have begotten children with the blood of flesh. And as the children of men have lusted after flesh and blood, as those also do who die and perish. Therefore have I given them wives also, that they might impregnate them, and beget children by them, and thus nothing might be wanting them on earth. But you are formerly spiritual, living the eternal life, and immortal for all generations of the world. And therefore I have not appointed wives for you, for as for the spiritual ones of heaven, in heaven is their dwelling. And now the giants who are produced from the spirits and flesh shall be called evil spirits upon the earth, and on the earth shall be their dwelling. Evil spirits have proceeded from their bodies, because they are born from men, and from the holy watchers is their beginning and primal origin. They shall be evil spirits on the earth, and evil spirits shall they be called. As for the spirits of heaven, in heaven shall be their dwelling. But as the spirits of the earth, which were born upon the earth, and on the earth shall be their dwelling. And the spirits of the giants afflict, oppress, destroy, attack, do battle, and work destruction on the earth, and cause trouble. They take no food, but nevertheless hunger and thirst, cause offences, and these spirits shall rise up against the children of men, against the women, because they have proceeded from them. From the days of the slaughter and destruction and death of the giants, from the souls of whose flesh the spirits have gone forth, shall destroy without incurring judgment. Thus shall they destroy until the day of the consummation, the great judgment in which the age shall be consummated. Over the watchers and the godless, shall be wholly consummated. And now as to the watchers who have sent thee to intercede for them, who have been aforetime in heaven, say to them, you have been in heaven, but all the mysteries had not yet been revealed to you, and you knew worthless ones, and these in the hardness of your hearts you have made known to the women, and through these mysteries women and men work much evil on earth. Say to them, therefore, you have no peace. Okay, and that was Enoch describes fallen angels who influence humanity negatively. Though Mastema is not mentioned, the theme of the fallen beings corrupting humanity resonates with Mastema's influences in Jubilees. And we were dealing with, is Mastema and the devil or Hashatan the same being? So I only hope the reader and listen to this word will be blessed by this. So may Yahweh bless you, may Yahweh keep you, may Yahweh cause his face to shine upon you, may Yahweh be gracious to you, may Yahweh lift up his countenance upon you, and may Yahweh grant you everlasting peace in Yahshua HaMashiach's name I pray. Selah.